Hello, everybody.
we're here.
Now, hold on just one second. Okay, yes, we're here.
Yes, we're here.
Yes,
Very
we're
good.
here.
Hello all, I'm Martin from the Alliance Open,
And I'm Stefan
also from the Alliance
from the
Open.
Alliance Open.
And we're back for our 10th
Surprise.
episode of Friendly Fire
Yeah,
Fridays.
number 10.
So
We're
it's,
in the- We're in the double digits now, boys.
Double
And
digits.
CJ just walked in to
CJ
a
walked
stream.
in. We have Dick in the house.
on the side,
He's
on this little Dick on the side.
eating Indonesian
Yeah. So we've got like 4 members of the
of the crew here.
of the Wu-Tang Alliance Open.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and Peter will be here tomorrow because tomorrow we will have terrain sorting day,
Oh,
and which is
sweet.
it's a thing you need to do once in a while.
Yeah.
Some of you may have seen the Instagram picture with 1,000 boxes. Well,
Death of 1,000 boxes.
death of 1,000
Yeah.
boxes. So we are currently Dick and CJ will be emptying those boxes for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll build as many tables as possible,
Ah,
and I think we'll get around 90 to 100 tables.
yeah.
And we need a little bit more for our Supermajor in November. So
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
yeah. While Dick is eating,
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
important things. We already ate happily.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. How are you doing?
I'm
Stefan?
doing good. I'm
Yeah?
doing good. Yeah. End of the week again. It's that Friday again. So I've got actually this weekend off.
Yeah, because there's something happening on Sunday.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
I'm going to a little tournament on Sunday. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yep.
And how about you?
Oh well, I'm gonna have my terrain sorting day tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm actually free for once.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good.
So that's having a Sunday off. That's pretty good.
You can hear there's
Yeah.
CJ's
CJ's,
preparing everything, and we will be.
Doing some heavy lifting.
What could you
Yep. I
run
got-
us through the agenda?
Yeah, so we'll be talking a little bit about tournament updates. We'll be have a couple of things to say about our Supermajor.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll switch over into a tournament rundown, which is the ABB, which is the Amsterdam Battle Brothers.
Which is a
Tournament?
training cages for our tournament, so they will be doing the 3 missions we do. So we'll talk a few lists, say what our favorite lists are, and what we think the tournament will be like. And
Yeah, for sure.
and after that,
We've got our terrain talk, so you've got some more tips for the
Yep.
folks.
I got my
at
stuff
home.
right here.
And
So
after that, we'll be talking. We'll be doing actually our rounds of Fury.
and
Oh,
we're taking Stefan out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make you the promise: no orcs today,
But it is green.
but it is green.
Hmm.
The lean,
So a little,
the lean green killing machine.
little tip of the veil revealed
Yeah.
there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Or would it be? Is he? Yeah, he's green. Yeah, he's green.
It is green, and the dudes he brings are green as well.
Well,
There's green in it.
okay, we'll see. We'll
If you
see.
cut them open, there's probably something green there.
Yeah.
So let's go into our intro talk. So I got noted down here is that if you look all around you as a wargamer, you'll see that lately quite some big tournaments have actually been cancelled.
Yep.
Yep. So and now the UK tournament is cancelled.
No, the
club, right?
the
BTC?
BTC, the BTC is from
Mhm.
Belgium, like the Belgian
The
Team
Belgian,
Championship.
yeah.
From Mr. Adriani, the guy who is also a big man in
Yeah.
WTC.
Yeah.
So we were very it was a shame to hear that.
Yeah,
To hear.
We were actually quite sad because every year that's one of the big events of the year, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always a Dutch team going, and the thing is that there's only like 2 or 3 Belgian teams, and the rest is international. So they made the choice to say,
Yeah,
okay,
like how many people come there? Like give us a ballpark round.
normally around 100,
Like
120,
100
120 was last time, I
Yeah.
guess. I was there alone.
So it's a big tournament.
Yeah, it's a very big tournament.
Yeah. So and that's hosted by Tom Adriani, right?
Yep, and some other Belgian guys. So it was at in Oostende where there was like a Boy Scout club or something. I don't know how you should call it, but there's like a big place where you could host it, but there's simply no moving around that plays with that many players. So
Yeah.
that would
So,
be too costly.
yeah, we're
for
sad
them.
to hear about it, Tom. It's always a tough decision to pull the plug
Yeah.
out of your event, especially if you put a lot of effort into it. And we can relate,
Yes.
being
Indeed.
tournament organizers ourselves. So yeah, we hope next year will be better.
Yeah, and there was a big another big tournament canceled as well. Was it America? Was it the Bay Area Open or something? Or SoCal? SoCal Open is also canceled as
Yeah,
well.
that's
which
also a
is
staple one, right?
which is huge, right?
Yeah.
If you know Bay Area Open, SoCal, like there's some major tournaments going all over there, and well, missing SoCal was, I think that for a lot of people that would be a big bummer. So Reese, hang in there, man. Even if I know it's for you, it must be hard as well. So
I think for everyone involved in the organization, right?
yeah, indeed.
So now we're talking about you've been talking about you've got like subscription. You talk to Reese every month, right?
Yeah, I'm a patron of the ITC, and I'm gonna talk with Reese to improve our tournaments as well.
Oh, yeah, you do that every month.
Well, became patron last month, but he is so busy right now with the move to I don't know, some small town where there's no internet or whatever.
Okay.
Sorry.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, to Las Vegas, but there's some problems with internet and stuff. So
Small
he's
little
been
town.
he's been working working a lot, and he simply
Okay.
had no time yet. But we are scheduling for next week to probably talk and see what we can do
Okay.
to improve our events to make it as good. Yeah, well, to make it even better.
Yeah.
I think every tournament organizer has their things they could teach each other.
I think so too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
every excuse me, every tournament organizer probably runs into different. Like we all probably run into the same things, but probably also some unique things. Maybe because of the geographical nature of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like the Europe venues tend to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Because in America there's so much space.
Yeah.
So in America, the things I hear is that they usually play at very large places, but they are usually not like premium places because they can get them so cheap.
Yep.
And that's why the LGT actually, or like the LVO, is actually a very expensive tournament because they have a premium location.
Yeah.
So there's a few things me and Reese could actually talk about. So
Oh, very interesting.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, tournaments being cancelled, and that got us into talking about our own Supermajor. And not to worry anyone, we're not cancelling anything yet.
No.
But we did want to put a little statement out there that so we've booked the Supermajor in the same hall as always, right?
Yeah. So in the Jaarbeurs,
Yeah.
and the thing is that there's a big chance, like the English players, we are currently in an orange zone.
Yeah.
Meaning that if you want to play in
Because
our
we're Dutch.
event, you have to get in quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of players saying, well, I'm not going to do that, which is very understandable. But we have around 30 players coming from the UK, and if other countries will do the same thing, we will just lose like a quarter of our
Yeah.
players, which makes it financially a big
Problem.
really?
Really?
problem for
Yeah.
us. And the thing is that we talked with Jaarbeurs, with our host, and they said, okay, we could postpone it to a later date in next year, meaning that if we would cancel it, it's not cancelled, it's postponed. So
Yeah.
we will. The Supermajor will happen, no matter fucking what.
Yeah, but we just want to put it out there as a fail-safe. Like it's in our contract for the venue that we if it for some reason does get cancelled, we can actually reschedule, right? So it's a guaranteed a
Yeah.
guarantee that it will be rescheduled on a later date.
Yes, indeed. So, no worries for those guys listening, thinking, okay, what could happen? This would happen if we needed to cancel. There is still a big tournament going on.
Yeah.
Then it would be one of the first Supermajors of 2021. I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's weird times. We all know it.
Yep.
And but at least even in weird times, there is a bit of secureness.
There's always light at the end of the
Knowing that if you have to cancel, it's actually not a cancellation, but it's a postponing
indeed,
of the
indeed.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorin is asking if it will be postponed. Will there be another event that weekend, smaller or other location?
Yeah, that's real tough to say right off the bat.
No, that would be a no, simply because we cannot. There's nothing. We cannot plan something like that quick. there may be a thing that we could do, like run it at Van der Valk or something, but I don't think that would be very wise to do. So, Goran, make that a no. That's not gonna happen.
But on the other side, we have been now. This is all theory really for us, but there is actually a really nice room. Maybe it's fun to broach that subject just a little bit.
There is a thing that we are wondering if we could.
We have this real. We can say that, right?
There's a thing that we might. That's a big might, but there is talk that we could rent a room to play more events, to do smaller events.
Yeah.
But that's simply something we cannot guarantee yet.
No.
It's very hard for us at the moment to see where we are going. So.
Yeah. But it's actually a very nice room. There is a nice room, right across from the hall here, right?
And we're just wondering if it's feasible, but that's something.
It's a pretty big room. I mean, like if you put all the ifs and if we can and financial aside, it's a nice big room.
Mm-hmm.
Nice lighting.
We'll keep everyone in the loop on how that thing will go, but we cannot make any promises.
No.
Just so you know, we're gonna try to do as
much.
Spitballing
about it ourselves still. Yeah.
Gonna try as much as possible to help the community, because I think the community needs a little love after this hectic time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And love is coming.
Well, it's coming in September. It's coming in September.
Yeah, it's coming up a few weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be. I'm very excited, actually. So tomorrow we will post maybe a few pictures of the table that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we're actually gonna talk about the list, because this Sunday is list deadline. People, don't forget to send in your lists. Please don't.
Yeah, always exciting.
Yep.
When the list deadline's coming up, so everybody can see what's
what
everybody has been cooking.
Yeah. So just so you know, for those people sending in their list, when you send in your list, you cannot see the list after that. That's a feature that's not yet in Pun Pun. So just know that when you send it, it will be submitted, and we will make sure that you can see it after the list deadline. All the lists will be visible again, and then you can see that you have posted yours. So that's not going to be a problem.
Awesome.
If you click submit, it's good. Point.
There you go. So moving into our next little part, we've got the tournament rundown.
Yeah.
So you actually had maybe that's another thing to say is we actually had a interview with
Jay, you mean?
With Jay from
from
names. I'm sorry, Jay. Yeah, from so he did his Necronathon, right? And if you guys saw that, it was pretty cool.
Yep.
And you actually tried to do an interview, but you ran across talking about the how did you do it?
Yeah. You know. So, but we had some technical issues, so that happens, and we'll postpone that as well to next week. So next week we will have a talk with Jay.
Yeah.
And if everything goes well, we actually have another interview as well, because we're gonna have an interview with Neil Kerr, the guy from the WTC as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I think next week is gonna be us chilling around, and Neil actually will be probably be live. So.
Very cool. Yeah, it's very interesting to talk to a team captain.
He's like the
head judge.
The head judge of the WTC. So
that's also very interesting talk.
And as we will discuss the WTC FAQ, because it's there are some things that I think it clarifies a lot of things in the game, but there are also some things that I would like to ask what his view of thoughts was when ruling that. So that's gonna be a good talk. And we'll have the interview with Jay as well, so it's going to be interview galore.
Very good. So it's actually jam packed with pretty good content next week then. Yeah. But for now, we have a tournament rundown.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking because I'm attending the Amsterdam Battle Brothers tournament this Sunday, and like we talked, it's a training tournament. 4 hours.
Yep.
So it'll be running our format, and Dick, who's sitting to the side here, is going there as well.
Yep.
And we're gonna team it up.
Yeah, and last week we actually did, of course, the Does It Scare You segment, and that actually is the list that Stefan will be taking.
Right. Yep.
So we will just discussing 2 more.
Yeah.
Right now we have exactly 32 lists submitted for the No Surrender tournament. That is. Peter is telling us.
Yeah.
What he says is actually quite true. Is that Pump-On has its like has its ways. You have to know what you have to do, but if that works, then it's a perfect app.
It's a pretty simple app.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Like in its use.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Oh, CJ, did you make that for me?
No.
Oh.
No coffee for you. I'm sorry. So let's
Earn
jump.
that shit.
How?
So let's jump.
Another half hour.
Let's jump into the tournament. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump.
So
into
we've got how many players? It's 14 players.
Yep.
So it's a casual little tournament, but
Yeah.
we both picked out a list. So we've got like 2 Grey Knight players. We've got Necrons. We've got 2 Necrons actually. 1 Death Guard. What else? We've
Got
got
an LR.
Eldar. We've got Orcs. We've got White Scars. We've got the Adeptus Sororitas or Sororitas.
Yeah.
Sororita.
Senorita.
And the Cult Mechanicus.
Yeah. So if you look at the international players, there's actually we have a Belgian one because
Yeah.
Tom Moriani will be there.
Yep.
We have Dusso
Oh boy, Guillaume.
Guillaume, and he's also
Dusso
from Belgium. I think he's a friend from Tom.
And
then we
I
have,
think that's a safe bet.
Yeah, and then we have German, like the German guys are coming. We have of course some Dutch guys. We have Kyle. We have Telios. So I think we have.
That's actually.
There's a lot of international feel to the event, but it's Amsterdam, so yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we do my list first?
Yeah. So what we did is we picked 2 lists,
Which are our favorites,
which are our favorites, not necessarily the favorites of which we think are the hardest lists, but actually our list that mine I think is actually quite good, but also just very interesting because you don't see it a lot. So which one shall we begin with? You want to be first or?
Yeah, let's do the list from Dick because I really like the.
Yeah, so that's from our very own Heroes of the Alliance. So let me get his list.
Don't spoil it.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll try not to spoil too much. Going into the HQs.
Yeah. So we have two patrols.
Yeah.
With
patrols.
2 HQs, which is the new Overlord, which has a 9 or is it a 12-inch bubble for the my will be done, right?
With the water trade, yes.
Yeah, with the water trade, he has a 12-inch bubble for my will be done, which is very good. Then he has the Plasmancer, the new thing. He does some mortal wounds and stuff. He has 4x5 Immortals. He has 3x3 Scarab Swarms.
Yeah.
And then he has the big guns, which are 3 Doomsday Arcs and 3 Doomsides.
Yeah.
And he has 6 raids.
This is actually a very, very much 8th edition list, except for that. No, it's pretty much all 8th edition,
Yeah.
except he has a Plasmancer.
And I think the raids usually, what you do is put them in someone's face, and what these raids actually do is he puts them on an objective, and since he's Nihilak, he can give him a +1 for a save, so he has a 2-up invuln save.
Yeah. Oh, it works on the invul part as well.
So so you can just stand on an objective with 18 wounds, 2-up invuln save.
Yeah.
So that actually is a very good trick to make sure that you get your secondaries and primaries, because that's.
Yeah, you can put them on and pretty much lock one objective down.
And especially if there's a thing that cannot kill you, but you can stay in combat with it, it's like, okay, stick on it and let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is this your favorite list?
Because it's classical 8th edition, but with the boosts from 9th edition, saying, okay, if I move, I don't have -1 to hit. So those flyers and actually those Doomsday Arcs, they have become so much better. Simply saying, okay, I can move and still shoot at my full, like with the heavy shooting.
Yeah.
That actually makes them very good. And you can actually, the Nihilak says if you stand still, you get reroll once. So you can actually stand still for the Doomsday Arcs. You say, okay, if I can stand still, I can shoot with my big gun, which is strength 10, AP minus a lot, damage D6. With D6 shots, well, with rerolling ones, hitting on 3s, that's like almost a guaranteed hit every time.
Yeah.
And with strength 10, it's almost a guaranteed wound as well. Or at least there's a big chance that you actually do some damage.
Yeah.
So you can actually, you have the heavy hitters, but you also have the movement with the Plasman. So with the Veil of Darkness, you can just say, okay, I'm just gonna teleport my Immortals here, make sure that I get all the tricky part, like engage in all fronts, or what's the other one called? Deploy scramblers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So he's actually quite good in his secondaries when it comes to movement, even though if you look at the list, it's like, nah, it's not that good. Well, it actually is.
No, it is pretty good. It's got some heavy hitting firepower as well. It's got the 3 Doomsday Arcs, which are swingy but can be really good.
And he can put them in reserve and say, okay, I'm going to put 3 Doomsday Arcs in reserve. And then you always have to watch out for the stratagem that says, okay, I pick a point, and for I think it's 6 inches on a 4-up, you get 3d3 damage, mortar wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for every unit.
Yeah.
So it says to characters, okay, if I roll that 5+ for a character, it actually is 3d3 damage.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
like that characters all around.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's
with the flyers, the Doom sites.
Yeah, so that's why you have to really you force the player to still keep that bubble the same that you have with your Burner Bomber.
Yeah.
If you with the Burner Bomber you don't want to be in a bubble, and with this you have to spread.
Yeah.
Meaning you give a lot of space to do some shenanigans. So
yeah, well, it basically forces your opponent to spend a lot of time in the deployment and movement phase, really, because you don't want to get hit by this too hard.
Yep.
Because it's the same like with a Burner Bomber. If you let your army take it too big of a punch, you're in quite a bit of trouble here.
Yeah.
I actually had a game against a list like this during a tournament, and I had the first turn. I had quite some heavy orc shooting. I had the shock attack on still,
old school one,
relic shock attack, and I had cannons and stuff. And my entire round of shooting, I failed to kill one.
And then it's then
because if you kill one of the 3, the whole stratagem's gone. You need 3 of those to do it.
Yep.
But I failed to kill one, and so he could do it still anyway. So I basically wasted my first turn because I could take the choice of taking first turn, but usually second, if you can take second turn, it's usually better.
The thing is, if you have heavy hitters like your shock attack gun, which is but other heavy hitters like less cannons, the thing is, if you deep strike or outflank your flyers, you have the 3 Doomsday Arcs.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, I'm going to shoot at your Doomsday Arc, and they say, okay, quantum shielding, I deny all the damage.
Yep.
Because if you roll that high damage, he denies it.
Yep.
If you roll that low damage, you don't do enough damage to get them to that next bracket.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can still shoot at full swing.
Yeah, those things are actually quite good against any D6 damage weapons, or even damage 3. If it starts going to damage 3 and he has that stratagem, because normally the stratagem or the quantum shielding you have to roll under the amount of damage, and with the stratagem you can roll equal to or under to negate the damage. So that can actually be quite good, but again, that's also pretty swingy. And if you have a lot of weapons that are exactly on that damage 2 is actually the sweet spot. Yep. Damage 3 is okay
he
as
has
well.
13 or 12 wounds.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Peter now. The good thing is that he is actually practicing with a list which will get better when he gets the Codex, because the Codex says you get a 3-up save instead of a 4-up.
And who knows what else, right?
Yeah, well,
we're getting like little bits of information, but who knows what else. And the thing actually is when you're playing a list that's not very strong, but you're playing it consistently, and you get good with a list that's in the tier list not very high, and then when the time comes out for your Codex to be updated, now you've learned all the tricks that you need to win to be competitive. To be competitive with like a sub tier list.
Yeah.
It requires you to be very smart with it and have some tricks and really know what you're doing.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when the new Codex comes out for your army and it gets really strong, now you're a good player and have a very strong army.
Yep, that's why I still keep playing my Dark Angels actually, because I just gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna keep going and going and going. And
also, there's a bit of pride.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's the same for me with orcs. I just love orcs. I don't really care how bad they get in the meta. I just think they're too much fun for me to start playing something else. And also, if you play one list or one army, that's your army, and you can take a bit of pride in knowing how to play that army. Yeah. And it's actually quite fun.
I think that's the strength of a lot of players, like Skari or some like Skari only plays Dark Eldar.
Yep.
He will never play something else.
Yep.
And I think that's the reason why he's so good, because you can give him any Dark Elder army and he's still good. It will not mean like if you give him all bad units
Yeah.
that he will win every tournament, but he will be good because he knows his codex through and through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the trick, and that's the same with my Dark Angels.
Yeah.
A lot of people are surprised by how many damage I can do when I really concentrate and do the things that I know I can do. And when
Yeah.
that happens,
Yeah.
you just get hit in the face with
Yeah.
with thunder hammers, with a lot of bolters, with everything that you
I
did
love
not.
it when a plan comes together.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So the Necron list is very interesting. What list did you pick?
I picked the Tyranid list that's made by. Where's his name? It doesn't say here.
No, it's
Excuse me, guys.
a bit down, a bit down. Oh yeah, it's
High Fleet Kronos. Here we go. So it's made by Joost Engelhard. He's from the Grimdark Society. That's his team name. Don't know him, but I like his list. First off, I really like Tyranids. I just think they're a very cool army. You know, who doesn't like evil bugs in space? But the type of list he's bringing is very different from the type of stuff you used to see during last edition. And he's bringing a unit that's supposedly very good this edition, but I'll just start off the top of the list. So he's bringing Kronos, which is the shooty high fleet, right? Kronos,
yeah, Kronos and the anti-psychers.
yeah, actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So so if a firing unit stays stationary, they can reroll ones.
Yep.
And they have some stratagems, right, for CP for paying.
Not shoot again. They have some good stratagems that actually
Kronos
work.
for anti-psyker stratagems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like increase the peril, like you have to roll 1 dice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Instead of 2, and if
Yeah.
you fill your power, you
get a perils.
You get a perils.
Yeah, it's a very good power.
It's a very good
Basically,
power,
it neuters one power.
And
If you don't have any, so the CP says, like you said, it says like if an enemy psyker tries to manifest a power, normally you get to roll 2 dice.
Yep.
You have to you have to roll equal or higher to the casting value. You pay CP, and now that enemy psyker only gets to roll 1 die, so the
Yep.
power fails. Unless he has some +1 bonuses, I imagine it can still go off, but it's tricky.
Yep.
And if he fails, it's perils as well, so you get to damage his psyker as well. So it's really good at shutting down a power, like a key power.
Yeah,
that you really need shut down.
Yeah.
So this high fleet has a lot of utility. That's very good. So it has a Northrop as an HQ. So it has a Symbiostorm resonance. But I'm not going to do all the specifics. We're trying to keep it a little brief. But there's a Neurothrope for some psychic powers, and it is the Warlord. It is the Swarmlord, which is also like a staple unit, a very good unit.
Yeah,
for
he's
Tyranids.
very costly, but the double move
It's very good.
is very good, and when he comes in combat, it just like murders
Yeah.
stuff.
And he has a Tyranid Prime, which is like the Warrior, Tyranid Warrior, but the HQ version.
Yeah.
And that's because, I'll get into that in a second, he has more warriors. So it buffs the Tyranid Warriors. I do believe that it gives Tyranid Warriors more speed, I do believe.
I can look it up for
Yeah,
you.
if you could. But it's in there for a reason, and it's cool. It's got like 4 arms and bone swords. So it's got a death spitter, but its bone swords are pretty good in combat. So for troops, he has 30 Thermagons, so 3 times 10. Nothing super special there, just some objective claiming stuff or
Indeed.
screening
Yeah.
or whatever. Lots of utility in actually 10-man units. But then here is the part where I really like this list. He has 2 really big units of Tyranid warriors.
Yes, and that Tyranid Prime actually gives him +1 to hit.
Yeah.
So he's just hitting on
For shooting.
He's
Exactly.
He's hitting
Yeah.
for all
And
hits.
combat, yeah. So he's got 10 Tyranid warriors, 2 units of 10, right? I'm counting it right. 2, 4, 6, 8, or 9 or 8, whatever.
2 times 9.
Yeah, 2 times 9, and they all have death spitters and venom cannons, so they're actually very shooty units, and they're actually tough. I do believe Tyranid warriors have toughness 5. I do believe.
No, they're toughness 4,
4?
but you have so in combat they hit on 2+
Yeah.
because of the +1, and
But they also get some, because normally they hit on 4s, but now they're starting on 3s.
yeah,
with the
but
+1
shooting as
hit.
well, which is very good for
Yeah, death spitters have lots of DACA. It's like a heavy bolter type
yeah,
thing,
I'm
right?
so bad at that stuff.
Yeah.
Let me check.
But and the venom cannons are anti-vehicle, so actually that's a very good fire base. It's just walking around up the board, probably taking the mid-center and start shooting. And whenever stuff gets too close, they can actually deal a lot of because they have some
Yeah.
bone swords in there, which are pretty good.
And then you're gonna cast the catalyst on them to make them
Yeah.
5+ feel no pain with 3 wounds apiece. That actually is very good.
Yeah, they have adaptive physiology, enhanced resistance, which means they negate every attack on them by 1 damage.
Okay. No, or is it? Let me check. I'm just so bad.
You
at
check
this
that
stuff.
as well, but I believe that's the adaptive physiology. You pay. I do believe you pay CP for that.
Yeah.
But I believe that's what it. So if I'm right, I do think I'm right. It's
I do think I'm
yeah,
right.
no, I do think I'm right because I checked it out before, one time
Yeah.
before.
No, you ignore AP minus
No,
1
that's
and
it,
minus
that's
2.
it, yeah. So you ignore AP Ren 1 and Ren 2.
Yep.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Because they have a 3-up save. Right?
No, there are 4, but you get a plus. But you usually get in combat in the cover with these
Okay,
guys.
so 4-up save. But I mean, ignoring the Ren. And then, that's what I'm confusing it with. They also have a stratagem which lets warriors ignore 1 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually is very good.
That actually makes these units quite tough.
Yep.
Right? So it's a lot of wounds, with some quality shooting moving up the board. Yeah, there's another. So just when you think one's bad enough, there's another unit.
You see these units a lot. That's the same with the list from Dick. Is that he has those 6 raids. This is a staple from almost any
Yeah.
list. If you don't have these, like the guys who can take hold of some place of the board
And then stay there.
stay there and make sure that you
Yeah.
keep that stuff.
Yeah.
That's like with your list, you have like there's so many bodies coming
Yeah.
in that you can keep it.
Yeah,
So
you can do it 2 ways, right? You can either put a unit there that has a lot of staying power and
Yep.
just survives, or you could throw multiple units there and then you can kill a few. But if there's still one there, well, guess what? I'm still on the objective.
Yeah, like you could have taken some Meganobs,
Yeah.
but you've chosen to do more
Yeah.
units. But the Meganobs, well, while I was at the ETC, I picked the Meganobs simply for that reason. It has quite a lot of shooting. It's not that good,
No.
but it's good enough to do some damage. And it has that. Okay, I'm gonna stay here, and
Yeah.
this is my town.
Yeah, because these Tyrannid warriors are troops, so they're also objective secured.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what this is. And then for elites, he's got 6 hive guards, which you can't really go wrong with hive guards.
No, because they have outline size shooting.
Yep.
They have AP minus 2, damage D3,
Yep.
which is good, and they are strength 8.
Yeah, everybody knows these guys, right? These are
Double
a
shooting.
staple unit, yeah, for the single-minded annihilation stratagem. So you got a Maleceptor, which you don't see a lot. I do, or at least
Yeah.
I don't really.
Well, he's a character, so you
Yeah.
cannot target. He is harder to target, and he gives the -1 like the Venom Throw
Yeah, but for monstrous creatures as well. I
for
believe.
for
Yeah.
everything.
For
So,
everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's because he also has 2 exocrines.
Yep.
And exocrines are just a very good fire base.
Yep.
There's no way of rowing around
Yeah,
that.
and then you can use a stratagem for them as well, so they ignore that they moved,
Yep.
making them double shooting with 2d6.
Yeah, with one of them, right?
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
you just put one where it can see some stuff. The
Yeah.
other one you can put them right
And the
on
other one
the side.
walks.
And
Exactly.
you're gonna walk and just still
So-
double shoot.
The reason why this is my favorite list is because it's something I haven't seen before, and whenever something's new, it gets the rule. It has the rule of cool for me.
Yeah.
It's just a very cool list.
Yeah.
Like imagine 12 2 big units of warriors walking up, just shooting at you.
Yep.
And but I think this also is a pretty good list.
Yeah.
It has staying power. It plays on the objectives. What it might miss is actually some deep striking or able to
Easily outflank.
easily outflank. But I mean, you don't have to take those abilities. He's got a lot of psychic power, so he might take some psychic secondaries. But yeah, especially
And those Hormagaunts can actually be very quick, and with the Swarm Road you can do the double move,
yeah, exactly.
which makes you quite quick if you need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can. It doesn't have a whole lot, but it has something. But yeah, especially the Tyrannid Warriors, man, I think they're awesome, and this is a very good list. It has some good combat potential. It has some good shooting potential. I mean, really good shooting potential, really.
yep.
I think this list can actually take a tournament.
I don't know how Joost is playing, but he actually.
Yeah, well, it's always up to the player, but I
Yeah.
mean, the list itself, I feel like can take a tournament.
Yeah. So we have seen 2 lists with the same kind of like way to go.
Yeah.
Is it okay if we look at the list you are playing as well? Again, not the list you are playing, but against the
Oh
the
yeah,
Grey
because
Knight.
the
So-
round pairing's up.
Yeah,
sure.
because the round pairing is already up, so we can actually do the Grey Knight list you are actually playing.
Yeah, sure. Let me just grab him here. So
So you-
I'm playing in the first round Dominic Bertram, who's playing Grey Knights. So so he's got a battalion. He's got a chaplain. He's got Grandmaster in a Nemesis Dread Knight. No, wait, am I playing that?
No,
guy?
you're playing the Belgian guy,
Yeah,
right?
excuse me. So I'm playing wow,
Du-
that name.
Ducessois.
Ducessois Guillaume. I'm doing my best. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, dude. I probably am.
I think that's his name actually,
Right.
but
Ducessois Guillaume.
ah oui,
Ah, oui, oui.
je comprends.
So he's got a chaplain. With the rest, I'm not doing all the super specifics, but he's got a chaplain. He's got Grandmaster Voldus. He's got a librarian. And for troops, he's got one strike squad with the Vortex of Doom. Scary power. He's got a Terminator squad, so with 5 Terminators, he's got another 5 Terminators and another 5 Terminators, so 3 units of 5 guys. He's got an Apothecary to keep the Terminators live. Then he's got a Paladin squad of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 is 9, so 9 Paladins with all the usual get-up. For fast attack, he has 1 Interceptor squad, which is interesting, but it's a big Interceptor squad.
Yeah.
Because it's 9 Interceptors, and just the cars, so 10 actually. And there's actually a Grey Knight in there as well.
Yeah, you have to.
The normal ones,
Yeah.
All right, and then for last but not least, a Purgation squad with silencers.
Yep. So that's actually a lot of shooting.
Yeah, that's a lot of shooting. So for those who haven't watched last week, I'm playing like MSU orcs, like a lot of small units orcs. I'm bringing lots of trucks with boys in them, commandos, storm boys, like 5-man storm boys, 5-man commandos. I've got 2 burner bombers as characters to back it all up.
Yep.
So my idea on trying to take this tournament is to just play the objectives, be everywhere. But this is a tough list, I think, for me. It's not an instant loss. I think this is, if I'm gonna be honest, I think this is it's a bit in his favor. It's gonna be tough fighting this because I won't be able to kill all of it.
A lot of 2-up saves, right?
Yeah, a lot of 2-up saves, which orcs struggle with if they don't bring a lot of shooting, which I don't really have. But it also has a lot of staying power, like we talked about, like the Paladins and the Terminators.
Yep.
You know, there's a Apothecary for a 5-up, Feel No Pain.
And
save.
those Stormbolters, man.
Yeah, and it's a lot of Stormbolts, which is usually the bane of big orc units, which I don't have. But I mean, this army can turn on damage to bolters with AP2.
Yeah. Strength 5, AP1.
Start taking down my trucks
Yeah.
and then get into the orcs inside. If I'm not careful on how I position myself, this could go sideways very quickly. I think if I get first turn, I might be able to screen out a lot of stuff for a few turns. So he'll kill me, but he won't take the objectives. That's the idea.
And I think the threat of your burner bomber is gonna.
Yeah, so I've got 2 burner bombers, which are the bane of anything that's high armor and has an invul, but doesn't, like Space Marines and Grey Knights and stuff like that. If you deal a lot of mortal wounds, which these burner bombers do, they can do a lot of damage and take out quite a lot.
Yep.
Which will really be useful. So if he doesn't properly position himself against my burner bombers, and I get to do a lot of damage with 1 or 2 of them. Especially if I get to do damage with 2 of them.
So the ABB actually thinks you are playing Dominic. He says he checked on your burner bomber, so you can do the pairings over here.
So am I actually just looking at the wrong list on stream here? Is it that time again?
Yeah.
See, I am playing down. And then 10 minutes ago, Dick was like super confident, like, no, dude, you got it wrong. You're playing Ducessois Guillaume. I'm just gonna say it again because I can. But
we actually it's like almost the same list, right?
yeah, it's
So
sorta. It's different
sorta.
actually.
Because he has
Yeah.
less Terminators.
Oh
right?
boy. Well, blooper time. So this list is actually a little different, guys. So let's. It has a chaplain, a grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight with PPUs,
And he has Drago.
and he has Drago. So it's a bit different. So he has a like a 3-man Terminator squad, right?
I know
No,
5,
actually 5 man.
but he has the big guns.
The warding
He has
stage, yeah.
Psy cannons.
So he has 3 units of 5 Terminators. He has an Apothecary. He's Paladin Ancient.
Oh yeah.
And he has a Paladin squad of 9.
10.
10 actually. And then some Servitors, because I read this list before. There's like 4 Servitors. Why the 4 Servitors?
Yeah, simply because he takes what's it called, the secondary deploy scramblers. He's gonna put it there. Okay, deploy scramblers for 28 points. Get his first point, and then with the rest, he's gonna get the rest
Oh,
of the points.
okay. I guess. Okay, sure. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean, the list and how I would play against this list actually quite functions in the same way. This is really about how how well will I position myself and keep him out of objectives and keep me on objectives. I
Yep.
can like stack unit layer stacking on objectives and stuff like that, but he will quite quickly start killing my army.
Yep.
I mean, he wins the killing game, and it's a question of can I hold on to objectives for long enough to actually
Yep.
drag.
And maybe get in that sneaky deny the witch to make him like. I mean, it's very hard if he actually. If he doesn't like the Grey Knights have that powers, like Astro Aim or the Change the Tides. If that doesn't work, he actually has a big problem. So
If he fails the changing
one
of the
one
tides,
one of the like Change the Tides or maybe
Astro Aim or
Astro Aim.
or like
then
a
he
cl-
has then he has like some unit sitting somewhere like okay, I'm not going to do anything this turn.
Yep.
So
Yeah, so there could be some clutch moments in me trying to deny some powers for sure. I mean, I do have two weird boys.
Yep.
Yeah,
let's
but we'll
see.
see. Yeah.
let's see. Well, you'll hear from it next week.
Yeah, next week we'll do a little recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take some
Even-
nice pictures.
Even though we have two interviews already, so it's going to be
We
a
might.
a quick recap and then
Yeah, we might space it out.
even more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's continue our agenda.
Let's continue our agenda.
I am, after all, the propaganda officer, and we have an agenda.
Yep.
So let's go into train talk. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, of course I'm ready for it.
All right. So let's
Yeah,
show the people
yeah,
what you got, man.
Okay, so last week we talked about these guys. Like we painted these really quick for you. Like we had the different
Yes.
kind of styles you could spray your MDF,
Mm-hmm.
which had like now you can really see it, the real difference. Like this is just one layer of gray, a small layer of gray. Then you have the bigger layer of gray, and this actually is with the white next to it. So you can actually, this one is with the white, so you can actually see the difference
Mm-hmm.
on the colors. And then after that, this is not enough.
No, that was the beginning. That's a bad.
Well, it looks good if you can. If you only do this, it's okay-ish.
Yeah.
But if you want to give it an extra,
No judging.
if you want that extra
Yeah.
edge,
Pizzazz.
you have to go do a dry brush to blend it in with your playing mat. So I have a few examples of what we did, and as you know, we play with around 5 or 6 different styles. So we have a snow mat, we have a desert mat, we have a Mars mat, we have a fallen Earth, and we have like a foresty stuff mat. And what we actually do when we make our bases, we want to blend them in with the terrain.
Yeah.
And when we do our new factory sets and everything, we want to do that as well with the lower parts of the terrain.
Yeah.
We want to blend it in. So we actually have one of our vents here, and our vent actually is dry brushed with a light deserty tone instead of a white.
Yeah.
Because usually what you see when people start painting terrain is that, okay, I'm going to dry brush everything with gray or white
Yeah.
just to make sure that it has a little bit of layers. But if you do that, there's a big chance if you buy another mat, it's like, okay, well, the terrain is not fitting the mat
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So this is actually done with a deserty tone, and what we actually did is
Like a khaki.
yeah,
Yeah.
we go to our Home Depot store, and they have testers for wall paints,
I see.
and you have like 20 different colors you can pick from, and usually they paint around 10 square feet or 3 square meters. But those are actually perfect for making
Testers.
for making the color you want.
Okay, interesting.
So
Yeah.
we use latex paint, and you can actually do like a lot of tables with them. And the thing is if you don't see the right color, what you could also do is buy the white testers. Like I think they're $2 or $3 or euros for each bottle,
Uh-huh.
and then you can buy pigment and use those to make the color you want.
Yeah.
Because pigment is actually, you put 2 or 3 drops in it, you shake it around, and then you can make your own color to fit everything that you want. So I think we usually buy 5 different whites, like an off-white, a normal white, a little greenish white, but you can add a little colors to them to make them perfect.
Okay, sweet.
So this actually is a custom color I made. which was just off white, so with sandy pigment. So
Okay.
with and
I mean,
I think pigment is like €7, and you can actually do that for, or you can you have a better camera.
I have a
right?
little bit better camera.
Yeah.
So here it is. We've sprayed it with the spraying method that we used on the. Well, this is more.
It's blue.
It's blue, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
so
a
we have
blue
blue, and then we
undertone,
have the other one is metal.
brownish.
Yeah, but
So
that's,
you can see the blue here as well in the
Yeah.
circle, and then and you can see it in the recesses as well. So it gives a nice bit of shading, and then we did a dry brush with like the khaki, like light brown khaki
Yep.
color. So if you have like a desert mat or a I don't know,
desert,
what
or
have
you could like a ruin mat. It's also very good.
yeah,
It's and what you need to think about. Can I get it?
sure.
Can I get it one more time?
One more time.
What you can see is actually this is a blue color, but you can almost not see the blue colors through it anymore, which is good, because this used to be in a desert where it's like
Yeah.
windy and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
sand blows over it.
If you can do multiple layers on your MDF terrain, always do it. Say, okay, I want to do this one metal, or I want to do this one black, or whatever. Always go for that two-tone, because you always, like, it strikes at you
Yeah.
when you look at it.
And it fits your map. It would fit your map better
Yeah.
than doing like a straight up white. But that's me personally. I don't really like white dry brushes because it's too strong.
Yep.
Too strong.
Indeed. So, to give you an example, guys, CJ is actually working on our new forests. And as you can see, this is like the outside of the forest, the industrial forest, which is only the inside column. What you could do is say, okay, I'm going to spray this. I'm going to give this the color that I want for rebar, so which would be like metal with rust or something.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can actually give these guys a different color and put them on here to give them like the different look.
Yeah.
So then you always get that easy two-tone
Yeah.
without even, because you can just put them down, spray them all, no problem.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to paint around it or use an airbrush, or
Yeah.
just go, okay, I'm gonna use my spray paints.
Yeah, some cheap spray paints. Yeah.
Because terrain guys, please use spray paint. Airbrushing everything takes a lot of time, lots of effort.
But it soaks. It soaks. So it's MDF. We already touched on that last time, I think. MDF soaks a lot of paint. It's a shame if you're gonna use like good quality paint.
Yep.
And you spray it, and you just put one bottle into the entire thing, and it's costly.
Yep.
So get to your Home Depot or what have you store, buy some cheap ass, and that's good enough, right? It's good enough for terrain. It really is.
Yep.
Save yourself some money.
The funny thing is with the cheap stuff actually usually has a lot of pigment, which is, but it's like
Yeah.
like dusty pigment.
Yeah.
So it's not good for painting your.
Nope, it's way
but-
too thick and dusty. But actually, for terrain, which stands out in you get a little bit of weathering, a little bit of
Same as this one, because it is that correlation that there's that kind of pigment in it which is too big. You actually get that thing you want for terrain.
Yep.
So this is actually on MDF, but if I'm gonna look at my foam core stuff, these are actually like forests or craters or whatever, what have you. This is actually we usually use for white, because this is it's not completely white. It's just a little off gray.
Yeah.
Because the white from the mat is usually white enough.
Yes.
You don't want that much white.
Well, you talked about it. You want your terrain to be complementary and not the main focus.
No, indeed.
Yeah.
And then when we look at our fallen earth mat, it's like completely black with lava and stuff, with magma. And we usually do like this. Like these are our craters.
Mm-hmm.
So we still get that two-tone in. So we have a little brownish.
Yeah.
So you can actually have a little bit of two-tone, but then you have this is the darkest gray you can get. And still dry brush it, because else it'll just be black.
Yeah.
It'll just be black, and that's
Yeah.
you don't want too
boring.
much white. You don't want too much black.
No, you want.
Okay.
All right.
Going on.
Moving on. Nobody heard it.
This actually is our forest base, and the thing you see here is that we use a lot of different colors, because a thing like lava and with snow, it usually is very toned down colors. But in nature, like in the wildlife, you never see that only green, only brown. It's always a mixture of
It's a
stuff.
lot of colors actually.
And I think this is actually three colors. It's actually is green. There's a little brownish into it, and then a Death Guard green. Because the Death Guard green, if you can still find it at your Games Workshop store,
Buy it.
Buy it. Pick it up. Just use a few It's enough.
A little.
A little.
All right.
It's enough to give it that bland, to give it, to tone it down a bit. Because
Okay.
as you can see, this green over here, it's very hard. This is a very hard
Can I
green.
see that? Let me. I think my camera picks up color a bit.
Yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
very hard green.
Oh, you've got like a little bit paler green, and you got some browns, but also some
Yeah.
very vibrant greens.
Indeed.
And again, if you actually look into nature has a lot of colors. Forest, you tend to think it's just browns and greens.
Yep.
But it's very like very different greens and browns, and sometimes even yellows
Yes,
and reds.
indeed.
And nature's beautiful, man.
Yep. And then the last one we have
Speaking of red.
is our Mars bases.
Yeah. Get to
Um,
Mars.
Yeah, get to
Come on.
Mars. The thing here is what you can see actually is the very Mars base, but still again those two tones. So we have the Mars,
Yeah.
and then we have the darker color in the middle because you want something to stand out.
Yeah.
So these craters actually have a lot of
You
vibrant feels simply
raise
because
them up. Raise
si-
up the cream.
simply because you have to make it come alive, but not be like all over the place.
Yeah.
And this actually is I don't know what color this is. I just keep forgetting, but we use a little off orange
Yeah.
as a dry brush.
Yeah.
So buy an orange, but mix it with the off white or with a softer white or with a softer brown to make sure that you get a more natural tone. Because usually you don't find the natural orange. It's hard to find a real natural orange in stores.
Especially if you're gonna straight up mix it with white, it makes it too hard. So I think actually a good way to get a good light color of orange is to take any orange and then mix it with like a bone color.
Yeah, indeed. And one thing to look out for, guys, is if you think, okay, I'm just gonna look through all my paints I have from GW and say, okay, this is the perfect paint. Just think that if you want to do a whole table, one can of paint will not be enough. So just look for the color, the same color in those testers. So say I'm gonna take this bottle to my Home Depot and say I'm gonna just check it out. Okay, this is the color I want.
Yeah.
Or comes close enough. I just have to mix it with a little bit of white.
Yep.
And then it's good. So just remind you that a bottle of paint from GW or Vallejo or whatever, that's not gonna be enough for a full table. Because dry brushing takes a lot of paint.
Yeah, that's why you take cheap paint for a terrain.
Yeah,
Exactly.
indeed.
So, anything else?
For our terrain
Tips, terrain talk.
could you could you show the picture of our wall of terrain? Do we have
The boxes.
Yeah, cause
I actually did not. I can do that, but you're gonna have to give me a sec.
yeah. So I'm just gonna talk a little more.
Yeah.
Behind me, actually, let's see if I can. CJ, like, you can see over there behind here. Is it
You
CJ?
want to see what you're actually looking at?
that doesn't matter. CJ's behind over there. Well, it's not good enough. So I'm just gonna do like this.
The camera's going on a little
Can
adventure,
you
boys.
see?
Yeah.
Those are all our industrial forests that
Yeah.
that CJ built this week. So
Yeah,
those,
CJ's been going ham on it. Yeah.
those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 20 forests built, and those will actually be on the table during our No Surrender event. Probably. I'm just gonna do a little bit. Yeah. So it's
I'm not there yet, but
yeah. So that's something that's going to be on the painting table for the upcoming weeks, and let's hope that we can show them in November to all our other players as well. So
yeah. Look. Oh wait, no. Here we are.
almost there.
Almost
there.
He wants to hit the picture. I said, "Did you want the picture?" No, I don't want the picture. I said, "Are you sure?" No, you didn't.
Okay. Well, we can do the
just
community
no, I'm
gallery.
just-
we
I'm
can
just
do the
jostling
community gallery and show it at the end.
Yeah, that's what that was my plan.
What was your plan? Think about a master plan.
Actually, I could put it in the.
You can just put it in a folder, right?
Yeah.
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 So, for those guys who are coming to our No Surrender event and saying, okay, I still want to buy some terrain, make sure to pre-order it because there's a big chance that people will come on Friday and say, I want to have this terrain, or I want to have this, or I want to have that. And then you're out of luck because we have a limited amount of terrain.
Yep. So I'm ready, so can go.
Yeah,
Yeah?
let's go to our community gallery.
And here we are.
And actually, one of our viewers, this is his,
Yeah.
his making. I think he
His
his creation.
creation, he birthed this.
You, he birthed a Necron.
You do not make art, you birth art.
Okay, well, sure, man, sure.
But this is from our community gallery, so we've got our Discord. Shout
Yeah.
out to our folks in Discord because they are our Patreons.
Yeah, and this is actually from Gorwin. He was the first guy to ever build the Necron set quicker than we did because he got it this week and
We
he
call
built
this,
it
yeah, I dubbed this the BBT
the big black
tower. Or
tower.
BBC Big Black Column.
The big black column.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a nice set of 3 BBCs right there.
Redtube would be proud.
I'm so proud of you, Steve.
Yeah. So what he actually did, he actually is called Risen Air. He's actually online right now.
Yeah.
And he has his own company, Risen Air, which is an airsoft company, and his logo actually is red, black, and white. Well, and his Necrons are actually painted
Yeah.
in this color scheme as
We
well.
showed them last time.
Yeah, we showed him. Risen Airsoft is his company. He said. So, and he said, okay, I just want to make this type of terrain and see what's happening. And this is his first.
Yeah, it's not
his
done,
first
I think.
pieces. No, I think he needs a little bit more dry brush, and I think the red is like really flat now. So I think he should. Takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I think you should do maybe a little orange or maybe a little airbrush over it.
Yeah.
I don't
Nice
know.
BBCs.
Yeah, so make those BBCs shiny.
There you go. You got some the BBC standing between 2 large buildings.
Well, yeah. So between the new Necron ruins,
Yeah.
And as you can see, what we did, we haven't even painted one yet. He is quicker than we are.
There you go.
So. Yeah.
There you go. He's
I'm
already
gonna go
working
to
on
my
it.
shame corner now. Okay.
Okay. And here you are. Isn't this go behind the banner? Yeah. The shame. No,
The
but
shame
I
banner.
like this because it's very different. It's not the usual ruin like metal and grey and stuff.
Nope.
It's very different. It's very Necron-y, alien. It's red. It's black. I agree. It needs a bit of work, but granted, it isn't done.
No.
I don't think so.
He just
And
wanted to
if
share
he-
his
if-
stuff.
Yeah, and if he paints it the same way he did his Necrons, he has like some OSL effect on it, and he uses like some shading still, like
Yep.
for in the corners of the buildings and stuff like that. I think this is very striking terrain.
So Gorwin, how are you actually gonna finish the? So just type on what you are planning to do, and maybe we can give you a little tip. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit. So
Yeah.
just yeah, he said he only did the 2 layers yet. So how will you proceed? Tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
And then we will just go to the next one, and
Yep.
we'll just yeah.
Well, the boxes aren't there,
Oh.
but we had a big wall of boxes getting ready, but
Yeah.
apparently they're not in here.
No. Well, so we are very happy to see stuff like this. And
Yep.
if you are building your own terrain, if you are building our I don't mind what it is. It's okay if it's not our terrain. If you want to show off your stuff, just send it to us in our Discord or send
Can I
it to
do
us by
this?
email or whatever. Do something. Do it. So he actually is making the red gauze more glowy.
Yeah.
So, I think, and let that shine out. Give the black a small highlight.
Yeah.
Okay,
so he's,
so-
he's highlighting the black probably
Yeah.
with like a gray or something.
So, are you planning on doing like a gloss varnish on the black? Because then it would be like.
Shiny
Like-
BBC. You
Shi-
gotta polish that. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop now.
You could do that if you want to, but
On that big black column.
yeah.
So, while the chat goes on about the awesome work that he delivered, let's talk about Rant of Fury.
You just wanted to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
He's like, let's go rant.
Let's rant ourselves up.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he actually says the red and the black are a gloss, but it's not showing on the picture. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, if you say it now, I can actually see it on the back of the big black column.
Yeah.
So I think if this full table would be like this, I really want to play on it. So please take it to our. So I'm getting old. to our
Yeah.
forges of the Alliance and come play a game against us. That would be awesome.
Okay.
We actually still have a game planned with Gorwin over here.
Okay. Very cool.
So
So let's go over into our Rants of Fury.
Rants
Are
of
you
Fury.
ready, everybody?
yeah.
Last week we did Does It Scare You? And now it's time to vent off some rage on this week's useless
Rants of Fury.
face. Okay. Here we are. And in this week's Rants of Fury, it's Cypher and the boys.
Cypher and the boys.
Cypher being Cypher and the boys being the Fallen.
Yeah, indeed.
Cypher
The big
and
Cypher.
the boys.
You see that big boy over there?
That's Cypher.
That's Cypher. His new model from about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's actually a very cool model.
Yeah, it is. I won it 3 years ago.
That's about the only thing that's cool, though. about
Yeah.
it. So let's just jump right into it. So shall we start with Cypher or shall we start with the Fallen?
Let's start with the boys.
Let's start with the
his
boys
backup
with
dancers.
his backup group, the boy.
With his
So
cheerleaders.
you're a Dark Angel player. Like rule or fluff wise, story wise, what are the Fallen?
Yeah, so as most of you know, the Dark Angels are the first Legion, and they had a little bit of secrets going on in their Legion. And
As
when,
you do.
Yeah, and when Horus actually did his thing, there was a part of the Dark Angels that was corrupted by his ways. I think you could call it that.
Okay.
And they actually split up into the Fallen and the rest of the Dark Angels. And in my opinion, there's no real, if you're Fallen, it could actually be like you're the good guys.
Yeah, you fell down.
Yeah,
I fell
yeah,
down.
so let's just say that the Fallen are the guys who are being hunted by the Dark Angels for their sins. So all the repent stuff that the Dark Angels are always talking about, it's all about them.
I see.
So
So
they
what?
want them to repent.
All right, but they're in the Chaos Codex,
Yeah, indeed.
so they're Chaos Warriors basically.
Basically,
Chaos.
they are Chaos
Yeah,
Space
they're
Marines. Yeah,
Chaos, yeah.
basically, yeah.
No, we're not Chaos. We don't subscribe
The-
to your ideology.
No, the Fallen.
We
were-
are the Fallen.
Yeah, the Fallen were actually in the Codex, like a Dark Angel Codex. If you,
If they are they also in the Dark Angel Codex?
they were in 7th or 6th edition or something, and the Cypher was as well. But
But they got switched over to the Chaos side now.
yeah, because he. So
So-
what Cypher actually does is, I don't know if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
going into the fluff or.
Yeah, I read about him this afternoon.
Yeah. So what he actually does is he stole the sword of swords. Like you can see it on his back. He
Mhm.
has a big ass sword.
Yeah.
He stole from the Dark Angels, and he he skipped. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna take the sword. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here." And he has some kind of he's uncatchable.
Because that's Lion L's sword.
Lion L's sword, like
Yeah.
Lion L. Johnson's sword, the primary sword.
Yeah.
And the thing is that he always comes in the heat of battle. He does his thing,
Yeah,
and
I
then the
remember.
Dark Angels want to catch him, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gone." Yeah, so he is like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little from what I've read, he's a little troublemaker. He just goes around the universe,
Yeah,
stoking the fires of hate and rebellion, and then
yeah. Indeed.
when shit hits the fan, he
Yeah.
he disappears. It's like
Back
my
into-
work here is
back
done.
into the shadows.
Yeah, back to the shit. So
Peter is actually saying a good thing. It is rumored that that it is the Lion's Blade. Nobody knows, but he actually never draws it in combat. But
So it's not
we'll get to
confirmed.
that. We'll get to that, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to the.
But starting with the Fallen. So fluffy wise, they're basically Dark Angels that have done some shit that's not that the Dark Angels themselves aren't really kosher with, and so they recognize them as Fallen. So actually, in the eyes of Dark Angels and pretty much everyone else, they're chaos. They're chaos.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's why they're in the Codex, right?
Okay, and so now they're in the Chaos Codex. So looking at the stats we pulled up here, so a Fallen is 14 points.
Yep.
He's basically a Space Marine warrior, or now a Chaos Space Marine
He
warrior.
actually is 17 points now with the new 9th edition because these are 8th edition points.
Oh, I see. So the points are off, but still the same as a Chaos warrior, right? Yeah. So 70. Okay, so 70 points. So movement 6, which is standard for a Marine warrior.
Yep.
Web skill 3, ballistic skill 3, toughness 4, strength 4, 1 wound, 2 attacks, leadership 8. So actually no, that's the same leadership. Leadership 8 and a 3-up save. And then there's a fallen champion, which is basically the sergeant who has 1 more attack and a higher leadership.
So compare these to normal Chaos Space Marines. They have +1 attack and they have +1 leadership, and that's it.
For the same points.
Yeah, for the same points. Yeah.
That'll be fair.
Oh
no, but Steve, this is a rant. This is supposed to suck, not be better.
Yeah. What's this?
So what the
We're gonna get to that.
but the sucky side is, and they get lots of weapon options as well, but basically the same weapon options like a normal squad really has.
Yep.
So weapon options all the same. They start with bolt guns. They can switch to bolt guns for chain swords, which are going to be better now, which is interestingly, but we're not talking about that. So they can take a plasma pistol. They can take a special weapon. Actually, one of the dudes can take 2 lightning claws, which I don't think is standard for.
No. So they are more like elite, like they're more like veterans, like the Dark Angel veterans. They can actually take the.
So
same...
they actually have a bit more weapons options.
Yeah.
But not really anything to make them like super interesting, really.
And if you can read up to 4 fallen,
Yeah.
may choose one of the following options. So you can actually, so if you have a unit of 10, you can still take just take 4 of these guys. So you cannot take.
But the catch, well, let's finish the rules. So they have Bolter Discipline. Okay, cool, that's cool. Like any Chaos Warrior or Space Marine Warrior. And they have Hateful Assault.
+1 attack.
+1 attack when it makes it's the Space Marine. And then they're Fallen Angels, which is basically the Dark Angel rule under a different name. So if they remain stationary, and if they do, they
reroll once.
They reroll once to hit.
Woo!
When shooting.
Woo!
And they can never lose more than 1 model from a failed morale result.
Woo!
Hell yeah! Fallen, baby!
Whoop-de-doo!
Yeah. I mean, it's nice.
Since it's secondly a Dark Angel, we did the Dark Angel thing was the math factor.
Yeah.
So we just do a math. Go math. So this is a math.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have. It's still for the same amount of points, being the equal amount of points to Chaos Warrior. It's an extra ability.
Yeah.
But it's the same ability, like, you know what this is when I talked in my Gasco rant about stuff being kind of bland and boring? This is the same stuff that they got from being a Dark Angel, and I would much rather like for it to be something different.
You give it a little fluffy.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
reroll once and then change the morale to say just I'm freaking immune to morale. I don't give a shit.
Do some other stuff. Make them. I don't know. There's some other stuff.
There's one big thing though.
Yeah, there's a big catch.
The big catch is they are elite.
They are elite, and that's where they suck.
That's why they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are elites. Why? First of all, in the Chaos Codex, there's a lot of stuff in the elites department that any unit is competing for. They've got a lot of good stuff in the. Off the top of my head, obliterators. Off the top of my head, it's a bit hard.
Mutilators. Okay, so
mutilators. Actually, noise marines, which are very good. Possessed. Terminators, which are very good now as well.
Yeah, possessed.
Rubrics. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in there.
The dreadnoughts.
Yeah, but most importantly, nobody ever runs Chaos Warriors. But at least, well, I'm not going to say nobody, but not a whole lot of people. Yeah, Chaos Space Marines. But at least Chaos Space Marines are troops, so you can fill troop slots.
They're OPSEC.
Get your CPs, and most importantly, they're OPSEC. These guys are not. These guys are elites, so do not have OPSEC. So they're basically just guys that think they're fancy
because they're
elites.
They're kind of like,
but they're not elite.
They're like the Raven Guard from the Chaos. They're emos.
There's nothing elite about these guys. What's elite about these guys? We can take a plasma gun.
We can take two change the lightning claws.
That's right. We're here to avenge the fallen.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, dudes? Why are you in the elite department? At least make them troops, or not elites. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the worst thing is that they have a leader, and well, we'll see later on that his leader doesn't do shit for them.
No, they don't do shit for them. He's like leader of the fallen. We'll get to that in a second. So, but here's that's a big catch. There's just a bunch of basically Chaos Warriors in the elite slots who fancy themselves apparently, but don't do anything. They have standard weaponry. They have a few special weapons, but they're never gonna do anything for you.
Nope. The funny thing is though, they have a faction keyword Imperium. That's funny.
Oh yeah, that's over here. Yeah.
Actually, is very
Okay,
funny.
that's kind of funny. So actually Chaos and Imperium, but you can't take them in the Imperium.
Nope.
But they put it in there just to make them special. We're special. We're kind of Chaos, but not really. We're still kind of sorry. I don't know what the guys.
They have like a really, they have an identity crisis.
Yeah.
And they
So-
don't even know it.
These guys suck. So let's go over to the leader then.
Yeah.
Like the big, the fallen guy himself, which is Cypher. So I read about him a bit. So Cypher's like this. We've talked about a little bit. He's like this shrouded in mystery guy. Cypher's actually a title. I've been told, and not so much like the dude's name is Cypher, because in the stories there have been multiple Cyphers. So it's more like we are all Cypher. Cypher's like a sort of if one Cypher falls, another comes along and continues the legacy.
A little bit like an Alpha Legion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like an Alpha Legion.
I am Alfarius. Well, I am Cypher. So he's supposed to be this dude shrouded in mystery. He carries around the sword, which is rumored to be like the sword of Lionel Johnson, which that's pretty cool because any Primarch weapon is pretty potent and awesome, really. And he's this guy who goes around the guys. Nobody knows his motivations. He's a fallen guy, but it's not really clear that he's evil either. He does a lot of stuff like incite rebellions and stoke the flames of hatred, and so he stokes a lot of chaos. And he's this slippery guy. The Dark Angels are hunting him, but they can't really catch him because everywhere he goes, he's just too slippery, and he slips back into the shadows, and they can't catch him. And so he keeps around, and apparently he has this agenda. Nobody knows exactly what, but he's still around. He's trying to do something, but
So Peter actually, like, he is the lore master when it comes to Dark Angel. And
Okay.
he's teaching us now.
all right, he's teaching us a
The
little.
Cypher was the person in the Dark Angel Legion who kept all the secrets.
Yeah.
When a Marine became the Cypher, he gave up his own name. So that's why he's called the Cypher. So he's the guy who has all the secrets, and they want
all
to.
the secrets.
And that's why the Dark Angel want to catch him, because he has all the secrets.
So is he? So because he's alive, the Dark Angels currently don't have their own cipher. Because he's alive, is that a thing?
Yeah,
let's
I
ask
think
Peter.
so. Yeah.
Here! We're gonna ask
Peter,
you,
tell
but-
us.
Yeah,
Tell us. Teach us.
But let's go into what he does. So he's 85 points. Don't know if that's still correct
Yeah,
under
it's
the
a little,
89th
he's a little bit
edition
more,
rules,
it's
but he's
95.
probably a bit more. So I mean, he has movement 7, so he's a bit faster than your average Marine.
It's
He has a,
shadows.
he's an HQ. No, he's an HQ, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can take him as an HQ for 85 points, bit more. Weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 2, so he's pretty accurate. He has strength 4, toughness 4. It's pretty basic. He's got 5 wounds, which is pretty basic for a Marine HQ. He's got 4 attacks, leadership 9, and 3 up save. So he's armed with 2 very special
Pistols.
pistols. So he's got Cypher's Bolt Pistol, which is a range 16, pistol 3, strength 4, AP -1, damage 1. Which is better than your average pistol, but I mean, it's nothing really to be scared about.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's damage 1. It's
AP -1.
the only thing better basically is the range, I suppose, and the AP -1. It has no abilities other than that. So yeah, okay. Then there's Cypher's Plasma Pistol, which is a range 12, pistol 2, strength 8, so it's always overcharged without being overcharged.
Yep.
AP -3, damage 2 weapon. So it's got 2 shots. It can pop people 2 times. It's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not bad for a plasma pistol.
No, it's not. It's not bad.
But it's not a reason to take him.
No. It's funny that you cannot like
Overcharge it for even more damage.
Yeah. So you automatically overheat, but you don't die from it. So that's good.
Yeah, so it's always overeating, but you don't actually. But it's not overeating. It's just got the profile of an overeating plasma pistol.
Yeah.
Without being hot. Alright, so he's got a frag and crack grenade, nothing special there. And then he's got a bunch of abilities. So he's got bolter discipline which is useless on him. Because
he doesn't have any
he doesn't have a
bolters.
rapid fire weapon. He's got a pistol, so
Yeah,
useless.
whoop-a-doo.
Yeah, he doesn't have an ability to take any other weapons either. So I mean, they just gave it to him because across the board every unit got it.
Yep.
Right, and then he's got Hateful Assault for an extra attack whenever he gets charged or charges. So he can go up to 5 attacks. So then he's got a rule called Mysterious Protection.
Can we just skip a little? So he has +1 attack, so he has 5 attacks.
Yeah.
What does he do in combat?
He hits people with his fists or the back of
With
the back of his pistols.
He doesn't do shit. He has like the biggest like the sword of swords.
Yeah.
claim to be the sword of swords, and he's like, well,
So what?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
One has to wonder, why do you have the sword if you're not going to use the sword? Is
Yeah.
it because he thinks he's not worthy, or?
I think he wants to impress the ladies.
Is he? It's just a prop. There's actually just a hilt, and there's no
Yeah.
blade on it or something.
There's nothing in there.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
It's like a phony.
Is he scared he'll lose it? I mean, what's the big deal here, Cypher? Why carry around the sword all that time and not use the sword? Like, if it's truly a Primarch weapon, then it should be pretty potent. And actually, having 5 attacks with that weapon probably could do some damage.
Yeah.
I think if he was able to use the sword, people might actually consider him.
Yeah, because he would be like a smash captain.
Smash
like,
captain-y guy.
like going somewhere in. I'm just
Except
gonna
not-
kill everything.
Except not fast.
No, but
He can deep strike him, not off his own accord, really.
Nope.
He doesn't have any deep striking rules. He doesn't have a jump back.
which is also, let's say disappointing, because he can just do this in all
Yeah.
stories. I'm here and I'm
Yeah.
gone. I'm here.
He's
and
like this shadowy figure. He should at least have some infiltrating or deep striking role, because he
Something.
appears, right? He doesn't.
he
so-
used to have something like that.
Yeah. He's not like a frontline guy. He's like an intel special
Yeah.
ops guy who appears in the back lines, does some shit, and disappears again.
Yep. So Peter adds to the fluff.
Okay.
The rank was lost when the Legion fractured after the heresy. Rumor has it that he will take the sword of the Emperor and use it to slay him, setting him free from his husk and create a new god in the war.
But I thought it was a Lionel Johnson sword.
No, but the rumor has it that he will take the sword of the Emperor
Off the Emperor.
and then kill him with it, so he would become
So
a
his
god.
his plan is actually, that would actually be like a pro Imperium. He's actually pro Imperium, because releasing the Emperor from his mortal husk means because if you read the fluff, the Emperor there's a secret cabal type
Yeah,
group in the lore of 40k, which are also bent on actually helping the Emperor reincarnate, and a part of that plan is actually to kill him.
yeah, but he needs to die to
He
reincarnate.
needs to die to be able to reincarnate.
Not be.
So people are probably thinking, okay, either he wants to assassinate the Emperor because he's chaos, or he wants to assassinate the Emperor so he can reincarnate.
Nobody knows his plans. But
Anyway,
what
yeah.
Peter also says is he doesn't disappear when he wants to. He is protected by a mysterious unknown power.
Yeah, that's here. Mysterious protection. Whee! So, going into the more special rules. So, Cypher has a 4-up invul. In addition, if he is slain on a 2-up, he is slain, but he doesn't count as slain. So, you remove him, but he probably mysteriously disappears. So, that's probably the sword protecting him or something?
That could actually be something that is good for secondary missions. Actually.
Yeah, if you're trying to kill characters.
Yeah, you say, okay, well, on a 2+, you don't kill the
Yeah,
character.
well, I mean, you're.
I'm just trying to put...
Yeah, you're trying to save him a little.
Yeah.
Because he's a cool character, but he's shit on the board.
Yeah.
So he's also Lord Cypher, which means you can reroll. So he actually said he doesn't do jack for fallen units, but that's not true, sir.
Yeah, but the fallen
Fact checked, because you can reroll hit rolls of 1 made by friendly fallen units if you're within 6 inches of Cypher.
Woo!
But hold on, don't they already do that themselves if they remain stationary?
Yeah, so...
But now they can walk around and still do it.
Woo!
If
You roll those ones
If Cypher's there, they're on the move,
on
buddy.
all their plasma
Oh,
pistols.
they're coming for
on
you.
all their plasma
Yeah,
pistols.
yeah. Pachoo-pcha. Really, so blazing weapon. So he can use his pistols in the shooting phase even if he advanced or fell back. That's okay, but I mean the pistols aren't going to win you the game.
It's funny.
It's funny, yeah. He's like this pistol wielding.
But the funny thing
He
is
probably
that,
holds them like this.
But
No.
yeah, he's
He's
gangster.
a gangster like that.
Cypher.
Yeah.
There's actually a an old school rap battle. So it's a cipher
Mhm.
where rappers freestyle,
Okay.
and it's actually very good.
Okay.
Yeah, which so just a little
Tidbit of information right
Yeah.
there.
from
That's why he.
from the black
yeah. So
from the,
yeah,
from the black in
from the underhood.
Yeah.
All right. He's
So
also.
the funny thing is when you're in combat, you can actually already shoot your pistol.
Yeah, you can shoot your pistols, but now if he falls back, he can do it as well.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh
He's
my
next
god!
level, baby.
Oh my
He's
god!
next level. He's coming for you. After he walks out of combat, he's
Yeah.
gonna shoot you in the face.
And now he's gonna be the most epic one of them all. The rules.
Yeah. No one's puppet. I'm no one's puppet. Somebody probably said that to him. You're my puppet, Cypher. I'm no one's puppet. And then he summoned demons because Cypher cannot use the demonic ritual
Even though, yeah, he-
ability, even though he has the chaos and so actually, the first time I read it, like he could, but he can't.
no, he can't.
I'm not your puppet. He's
I
like
cannot
Cypher.
Summon demons.
No, I'm not your puppet. I do whatever I want.
Fuck off.
I'm only not summoning demons because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They made sure he couldn't. So, but what's funny? Probably somebody tried. That's what I'm thinking. Probably someone in the game tried. They went like, well, you know, this
does
the
not say
book
you
says
cannot.
characters can summon a ritual, and he nowhere says he can. So he probably made Cypher summon some demons. No.
There was actually a trick before there was an FAQ that you could use Siphon because he has the Imperium keyword.
Yeah.
You could use Cypher and then take 4 assassins because you had
Yeah.
because the assassins you need to have them in an Imperium
Yeah.
detachment. So then he would be the Imperium detachment. So you had Cypher and 4 assassins in
Yeah.
a Chaos army.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that was gimmicky.
yeah, that was gimmicky but useless. No, well, that's
So
not useless.
the funny thing is, if you look at the model, it's one of the most.
It's a cool model.
It's a
dude.
very cool model. It's actually rather big.
He's got a nice pose.
It's got a nice pose. You can actually see the sword very well. It has a good feel.
Yeah.
And then when you think, okay, I'm gonna play this, it's like.
I mean, so let's do a little. Let's be a little analytical. So he's in HQ slots. HQs for there are again a lot of good HQ slots for, you know, for chaos.
Yeah.
You can make Blender Lords, Chaos Lords. You've got
Demon
your
Princes.
Demon Princes. You've got your Sorcerers.
Your Disco Lords.
Your Disco Lords. Oh man, you got a lot of stuff in there, dude. That you want in there that's actually good and has a lot of utility. Cypher has no utility. He doesn't really do anything. He walks around. He has some pistols that are not going to really do a lot. He has abilities that synergize with fallen units, but you're not going to take the fallen units because they're shit. And so you're not going to take Lord Cypher.
So what they should do is make a fallen codex.
Like with Cypher and the Fallen. That's it. That's all there is.
and then this make a book with all the fluff and then those 2 data sheets.
Yeah, if you're suffering from too many choice stress,
the
the Fallen Codex is for you, man. It's Cypher and his Fallen buddies.
Yep. And then the funny thing is that you could take Fallen as Devastators, Fallen as North.
Yeah, Fallen is in
so-
every slot.
Fallen Devastators.
Yeah.
Fallen
Yeah.
Assault.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that would be awesome.
But they're the same unit, like the same Fallen unit.
Yeah, Assault
but they're in all
Fallen.
slots. They just call themselves Devastators.
But they don't have any.
Oh, man, they're coming for you. They've got a bunch of bolters and 1 plasma gun, dude. Watch it.
They're devastating the shit out of you.
And then Cypher's going, run and shoot as well.
Yeah. Okay, so the funny thing is that there is indeed no single use for him in an army.
No whatsoever.
No.
No.
So. Yeah.
That was it. End of the end of conclusion.
And it was like a rant, and then at the end was like, yeah, it just makes me sad. Doesn't make you?
Yeah,
You
well,
don't
doesn't-
use him, so
Yeah, because he's shit.
I
And
have
he,
him.
but so he's got a cool model. He's got cool rules, but he's just shit on the board. So it's a tragedy, really, because there's so much like missed potential for him.
Yep.
And you can do some real cool stuff probably if you're creative about it.
Yeah, just say if you shoot someone with the plasma pistol, he has -1 hit because he's blinded because of the I don't know,
Yeah,
something
Whatever,
or
dude. Make him use the sword for all I care. Give him some awesome shit. But he's like this sort of like, we don't really know what to do with Cypher and the Fallen, so we'll just put him in the Chaos Codex by that, and then
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let's just keep it at mediocre.
Yeah, meh at best. Now it was just complete shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that was our rant. Let's go back to the main screen for a second.
Terrain coming over.
Oh, some boxes coming through. So that was our episode, actually. Unless you have some final comments to make.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna see who's still around.
Okay.
I think Goran is still around. We have Ricardo as well. So thank you guys for coming again. I'm very happy to see that you came to our show again.
Yeah.
And
Our like loyal.
our loyal
posse.
followers.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that we just keep on going like this. So next week we'll have a lot of interviews, and we will have a lot of time to talk with you guys if we are like not live. So just make sure that you have something to talk about.
Yep.
And if you have any rant you want to do for some of your Astra Militarum.
Yeah, you want us to do.
Yeah. So just tell us what we need to rant about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe next time we'll just put a little bit more energy, like.
Real furious.
Yeah, real fury in there. And then we're gonna just set the back on fire and everything.
Yeah.
Set this banner on fire.
Wave it.
Yeah,
Burn it all down. This unit sucks.
Yeah. Okay, sounds like a plan.
Or burn the codex where it comes from.
This
Now
sucks.
eat it.
While it's burning.
Yeah, while it's burning. Exactly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm game, man. Let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that a promise?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll do. While doing push-ups.
Yeah. Well.
I think we made like a push-up related promise as well, like
Yeah.
a few episodes ago. So we'll all throw it into the mix.
Okay.
And,
So he actually
have a good old
has
time.
he actually has a rant for next week.
So-
or over in 2 weeks actually, because next week we'll do
Yeah.
Does It Scare You Again?
you?
Next time we're gonna do the commissars.
The commissars
Because
are
they
they
would
shit?
Yeah, they are shit as hell.
Shit as hell.
Yeah, I don't know what
Heavy
it,
shit.
that sounds furious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
So,
Commissars
guys,
it is,
thank you
sir.
for watching again. If you enjoyed the show, just make sure that you like it on YouTube as well. Subscribe to our Twitch.
Yes.
Subscribe to YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Facebook.
Yes.
And if you are not one of our patrons yet, please consider becoming a patron, so that we can do what we do best, and that is make good content.
Exactly.
Yep.
Help
So-
us make even better content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make even better.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you next week. Stefan, thank you again.
Yeah, you too, man. Great job, everybody.
Great job, and we're out.
Yeah. Peace.